Hello everyone. Today I would like to say something that had just happened uh, recently with me, and it was making me sick worse, and I really couldn't understand what exactly was happening with me. Um, in general, I'm a very strong, very brave, and a very courageous girl. Not bragging about myself, but this is the truth. So when I lost my dad, emotionally, mentally, physically, I just broke down because that's your nearest family member you have lost forever. So that is a point in my life where I was very weak, and soon after that incident, I became more weak, more ill. I started to fall more sick. My report sick for my duties were much more than ever before. And instead of getting that exhilarating joy and that excitement of work, I was just feeling so fatigued and tired. Initially, I was thinking that this is because something called the post-COVID syndrome, because I too myself got COVID positive, through which I recovered in April, and thereafter in April, at the end of it, my entire family, my mom, my sister, my father, everyone, they were like positive. So I was thinking like, this is a post-COVID syndrome, and perhaps you could say that that was going. So your body is weak, and I won't say that I won't say that I won't. I mean, like, I wasn't eating. I was definitely eating, but then slowly things started to change in my life. Um, I I started to fall more ill, and a few more episodes of incident that took place in my life, like getting bitten by a rabies infected dog, that too in the middle of the night, late after 12. So something like that never really happened with me. Like, I'm very cautious and very careful in every aspects of my life. So why that happened, that really triggers me even now. uh, I've taken all the shots required for the rabies vaccines. I've done everything. But even after taking the vaccines, and even after that incident also, I was falling sick, I was falling just more ill. My situation, my health just was deteriorating very severely and very badly. I was continuing to eat, drink as much as I could, take care of myself, staying here alone because I do not put up with any flatmate, and I do not have anybody over here as my family member or nearest relative. And in this particular flat, I just stay here alone. So, yeah. And then in this month, September month, um, drastic changes that happened in my life, more towards my health. On 23rd of September, around late in the night, something that happened in my body, I still do not have any words to describe for it. And I was feeling dizzy, fatigue, and I felt that I would just collapse right away, because that was around 10:30, 10:45, and there's just no one to help me out with anything. And I don't know what exactly has happened, because I hadn't like diagnosed myself, so I really can't take a call. But you know, as a first aider, you have studied and read a lot of things. They at that time, it just kind of comes to your mind, because a lot of other symptoms were also coming, like heart palpitation and numbness towards my left side. So, and then I was feeling so fatigued. I was sweating and getting blackout, absolute blackout. And I was not in a position to, just even stand up on myself. But still, I managed to, I don't know how, take a shower and then go back to sleep. I had a flight on 24th, again for which I had to report sick. But I was just pushing myself and saying that, it's just okay, you're just feeling a little tired, sleep, and everything will be fine. I waited for 2 more hours, things weren't changing, and that's when I took a call that I need to go to the hospital before things worsen up even more. I rushed to the hospital. Um, First, I went to a government hospital. Then they did a random blood sugar check. It was not fine, I would say, because it was a random one, and the random blood sugar was 107, which is not right. Then, yeah, they did check my pulse and the SpO2. It was all fine. They wanted to do an ECG, but their ECG machine wasn't working because it was a government hospital. So they asked me to rush to a nearby hospital, which I did. So now when my first ECG was done, the graph that came, it wasn't that normal, how a normal ECG report should be. So as per to the graph report, I was asked to get a TROP-T and a 2D echo test done. So basically the TROP-T test is done when they are suspecting of any kind of heart attack. Then I spent an hour or so at the hospital, having some conversation with the doctor and understanding the report and its consequences of like if I delay to do the test or something like that, and if there is any danger that you can see through the ECG report. But there wasn't any danger though, but there were just slight changes which also shouldn't be reflecting something like into our vital organs like heart, lungs, brain. These things should be taken quite seriously. So I was asked to get those tests done, and then I also took some electrolyte from the hospital. I came back home, I had those Tetra Pak of drinks, and then I slept. So I had a good sleep that night afterwards. But then the 24th morning, and meanwhile I had already reported sick for my flight on 24th. So meanwhile, when I woke up, I thought, I'm rejuvenated, I'm fresh, and it's a new start of the day. But I was wrong. The moment I just got up from the bed, I felt that same phase again back within me. I felt that I'm just having no energy at all in my body, that I can stand up on my own. There was zero energy, and again I felt the same thing, that I can just fall at any point of time. And I was feeling continuous dizzy, fatigue, and there was a different level of fatigue that I was going through. So what I did was, I called up my base, and I had a word with my base assistant manager at that point of time. And going to my previous record, like what happened on 23rd night, and then what I was telling my current symptoms, and knowing the fact that nobody stays with me in my place, not even my family members, no relatives as well. Sorry. So he asked me to immediately get admitted into the hospital, because those will be covered under the insurance first. That is the main point. Second is, at least there, if I go, there will be people, there will be doctors, nurses who can take care of me, rather than just contemplating on this, that okay, you can do this, that, and then manage your health. And to make it more worse, it's better to get admitted for a few days, stay there, and come back rejuvenated. And at that point of time, I didn't even just decide on it, and I just followed his orders, and I did the same thing. And he guided me very well. He told me to just take 2-3 clothes with you, the essentials, and just take a cab and go to the hospital, which is affiliated with our insurance policy. And I did the same thing. I got admitted myself into the hospital on 24th. And the moment I reached there, I was just about to fall at the desk counter. And the lady over there was generous enough to immediately call for the wheelchair, and the service provider and that lady, they helped me to go to the emergency room. When I went there, then I was into the emergency room for a very long time, at least for that day till the evening, 5-6 p.m. And then I was shifted to the general ward. So I was in the hospital till 26th, and the 26th evening I got the discharge from the hospital. I was taken good care of. But the moment I again came back home, and all these time when I was spending the time at hospital, I was just fine. Doctors taking care of me, they're giving the proper food, nutritional food, and the proper medicines at proper time. I was having my water intake properly. Saline drip was continuously going on. I'm still feeling a little weak, but I'll let you know. It's not that what I was facing. So when I came back home, and I was very excited, that I'm coming back from hospital and going to my home, and I'll see Oreo. But the moment I opened the door and I stepped inside, it was pitch dark. And I just closed the door behind me. It was pitch dark. There was an intense feeling inside my house. I do everything. I'm a very traditional person. I do all my prayers, my rituals very nicely. Usually, people who stay alone, they get occupied doing their other things, and they neglect their prayers. But I do not. I do all these things very consistently, and I can say that without any doubt. But I did feel that intense feeling in my house. I don't know why I was feeling that. And then I switched on to the light, and I started to walk inside the living area, and from there the hall area. And then just wanted to ignore all that, wanted to just forget that kind of feeling. Um,